Well, there's your champion. This is moments ago, the champion from last year in the all-around, Mohini Bharadwaj, the senior from UCLA. You're not going to find a more special athlete in the country.
I really like to see the relaxed look on her face going into the routine. It just shows.
I don't think anything throws her. She's so consistent.
Very nice. Nice combination of good form, good technique, and a high skill level.
Another day at the office for Bharadwaj.
Boy, what a success story she is. College has been such an awesome experience for her.
Mohini Bharadwaj with a 9.95 to open her evening, the defending all-around champion in the Pac-10. And already thinking about the regionals, I'm sure. She's the one to beat. Well, she may not win the bars outright because Jamie Dancher, her teammate, just moments before Mohini, also turned in a 9.95. So UCLA out of the blocks quickly, as expected. Dancher, of course, #1 ranked in the nation on the bars, the collegiate level. Getting a little wrap on the wrist. The ice?
Yeah.
Now the smile tells you she's okay. UCLA, the heavy favorites coming in. They're the defending Pac-10 champions, and of course they won the NCAA championship last year. Won the title in '97, and they won it in 2000. And last year, this is one of the main reasons Mohini Bharadwaj sticking another landing. Rotation 3 coming up. Needle, you know where we are? We're in Seattle, inside Bank of America Arena on the shores of Lake Washington. UW, the University of Washington. Jim Watson, along with Kathy Johnson-Clark, former Olympian, the Pac-10 Gymnastics Championships. And from rotation 2 just moments ago, Lisa LeVay, the freshman from Stanford, who has a 9.95 this year on the beam already.
And listen to these scores. 9.8, 9.85, 9.9, 9.875, and now LeVay. They could possibly drop a low score of 9.8 if they continue like this. They are just knocking it out over on balance beam. Talk about putting some pressure. The amazing thing is half their lineup is freshmen.
That is amazing when you go up and down. Exaltation, the only senior.
Now, they are very experienced. She just competed in the Olympic Games for Canada in Sydney, so I guess she's a little accustomed to some pressure.
Not a true freshman.
But it's different. It's different in college. Everyone will tell you that. They have to make huge adjustments.
I've talked to some of the Olympians for UCLA, and they mentioned that it's a different environment, but there are different pressures that go with it as well.
Boy, this is a confident team. Wow.
Lisa LeVay, 9.975 on the beam. And have a lot of excitement for Stanford. Mandy Klug moments ago from Washington on the floor, and very strong in this event. At a 10 earlier this year against Utah. Has 4 scores of 9.9 or higher.
Boy, that's power. Very clean in the double front. It's called an Arabian double front. interesting that around the country, different areas do similar kinds of choreography. I tend to like the choreography in the Pac-10 quite a bit.
Back to the beam, Lindsey Wing, the freshman from Stanford, 6th in the nation on the beam. That's her ranking, and number 3 in the nation in the all-around. Already had a 9.975 this year against Arizona State on this event. Almost perfect.
Very nice style. It's dainty, yet very elegant. Long lines, nice flexibility. Something the judges like, very precise. Shows the position very clearly. Boy, this is solid. Unbelievable beam work from Stanford. It's solid across the board. If she could just stick this landing. Boy, it's the best beam performance I've ever seen from them.
9.975. They just continue to pile up the points. Was that expected on the beam from Stanford?
I did expect it, frankly. I've watched them since early in the season just progress to this point. They're training well.
Stanford now with a big lead after 2 of the 7 rotations. Keep in mind that not every one of those teams have turned 2 rotations. Several of those teams with byes. Washington, meanwhile, tied a school record during their floor exercise with a 49.5, and so Washington is in the hunt. Here's rotation 3. Oregon State on the vault, Arizona on the bars, UCLA on the beam, Cal on the floor, Arizona State, Stanford, and Washington all with a bye here in rotation 3. Annie McCabe from Arizona on the uneven bars. Had a career high in the all-around last week against North Carolina State. She turned in a 39.15, and that night she had a 9.825 on the bars.
Lost a little bit of form right there, going up to the handstand, also in the release move. Handstands were not quite right on top of the bar, and the pirouette, those will be little deductions that add up.
9.725 for Annie McCabe from Arizona on the bars. Move over to the vault, and here's Lindsey Nelson, another freshman.
Head coach Tanya Chaplin in the background. Laid out your Chenko vault. Now keep in mind, the gymnasts are only doing 1 vault. All of the vaults are ranked in terms of their difficulty. They have a value, a set value, that is the highest they can score.
Yeah, we're not even half done in the Pac-10 Gymnastics Championships. The best in the West on the same floor at the same time. More of rotation 3. We come back to UW.